topic. I want to get Mikey's opinion on the chaos bomb that banged throughout a week ago. That had my brother ready to vomit on air. What do you think about Drake May? Like, do you think like there's a legitimate shot that the Bears could draft him, or do you think Bang's Bears PTSD is just kicking in, Mikey?
No, I think there's a legitimate shot they could draft him. I mean, what's not to like about him from a physical makeup standpoint? I mean, he's a legit 6'3", 6'4". He's tall in the pocket. He has a great deep ball. He's mobile. You know, obviously not of he's not gonna be somebody that's gonna be rushing, you know, for 60 to 70 rushing yards a game, but he can get a little wiggle out there and make some plays with his feet. So um I mean, I feel where Flows is coming from. I mean, at the end of the day, we are gonna fucking scout the helmet on this one because we do have Mitch Trubisky and number 10 PTSD from UNC, but Drake May um in many draft classes with that don't have Caleb Williams will go number one. I mean, there's a possibility he can still go number one. When Ryan Poles gets in those meetings and it comes down to character and talent and play, if the talent is equal and the character tips in Drake May's, direction, we might be able to see a trade back. So I think it's a legit possibility. I do not think this is a Caleb Williams or bust draft.
Mm.
Everybody is talking about it, obviously. He's the one that has the number one hype around it. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to Ryan Poles, Shane Waldron, Matt Eberflus, and those guys, how they evaluate these quarterbacks and how they fit in that system. Even though Caleb Williams is highly touted, one thing you will hear amongst all the other bullshit of him being generational, yada, 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 is he's not a perfect product, right? He's not a slam dunk per se, and even then, it doesn't matter to me whether it's Caleb Williams or Drake May because that's the easy part is identifying the talent. Scott, I could drop in front of you a sheet right now that shows Caleb Williams, 96 touchdowns in his career, like 13 or 15 picks, something crazy. You're gonna be like, yeah, I'll take that. He obviously is hooping. But the
Right.
job really starts once you select that person and you develop him. We've
Yep.
we know that. We've had motherfuckers with talent. Jay Cutler had talent. Justin Fields has fucking talent. But there's something about that building they cannot develop it. So I'm not gonna let them off the hook when it comes to, oh yeah, you drafted Caleb Williams and boom, he's gonna pop. Nah, it's still the fucking Chicago Bears, and they still need to be able to show that they could develop this kid or Drake May. So um I think Caleb Williams could start from week one. I don't know if that's the case with Drake May. So I think that would tip the scale towards Caleb Williams. But I do think there are going to be teams out there that fall in love with him.
Yeah, as we said last week, it's definitely not off the table, and it's the Bears. I wouldn't surprise me. I would be incredibly pissed off, and I think it'd be more to do with the fact that, we still do have North Carolina quarterback PTSD. I don't want to go through a Mr. Trubisky situation again. Do I think he is Mr. Trubisky? No, I think he's shown way more college than Mr. Trubisky ever did this time in Carolina, but it's not something I want. I would definitely prefer Justin or Caleb Williams, and honestly, I still think it's gonna be that way. Like I would honestly be surprised, and not that Ryan Poles cares about what the fan base would say about his moves, but that would be an uproar.
I mean, I don't know if it could be an uproar, man. Like I realistically do not know if it could be an uproar just because you have to look at the style you have with the two picks, the two top quarterbacks. You have heaven and hell. Pick your poison pill. Red pill, blue pill. Do you want your tall quarterback that is going to mainly stay in the pocket and be able to throw at all levels from the pocket with the occasional wiggle, or do you want the guy that can throw off platform, that can make that could turn something out of shit, you know what I'm saying, in Caleb Williams, something similar to what we have in Justin Fields right now with the athletic ability, like it all depends. Everybody's comp to Drake May is Justin Herbert. I watch Drake May. I see a little bit more of Joe Burrow. Now, not on his level of accuracy. I think that's the number one issue with Drake May. Still, um, trying to force balls into areas that he just doesn't. He just can't do that yet. Um, but if I were to tell you, hey, you're getting a Herbert 2.0 or somebody with the skill set of Joe Burrow, you would take that 10 times
Yeah,
out of
yeah,
10.
I agree. I just think like from a fan perspective, what I mean by like uproar is just the fan base is obviously divided. There's Team Justin and there's Team Caleb. But I don't even feel there's that many in between. So I'm not disagreeing with you on the football side. Like I said, I trust Ryan Poles. So would I be upset? Yes, but I would get over it in like 48 hours, and then I would look at okay, if he thinks this is the guy we got to go to, I'm not happy about it, but I'm willing to roll the dice. I'm just saying, like, from a fan perspective, we know how Bears fans are.
True.
That would not be a decision that will go over very well at all.
Oh
I
no, for
disagree.
sure.
Go
I
ahead, go
disagree.
ahead.
I disagree off the strength that, like I said last week, when it was just me, it all depends on the combine. If he light that bitch up, and the way the Bears fans have been clamoring for a quarterback that can throw the ball down the field, if you go out there, and I'm not even saying do the bullshit Zach Wilson shit, because we've all seen people run out there in shorts and sling that bitch 60 yards. But if he can sit there and accurately and just literally destroy his combine to the point where the conversation is now, should Drake May be the number one pick? And he ends up being the number one pick. The way Bears fans have been saying, bro, I just want a quarterback. I don't think the uproar would be as bad as you think. I think with black fans, with a lot of minority fans, we'll be like, "All right, here go that bullshit again."
Yeah.
Right.
And you may get some of that. But in terms from a football perspective, I think even myself, like I said, I threw it. Me and Jr. threw it out there. But at the end of the day, if that man can play, I don't give a fuck. So I think we're a city that's so starved
No,
for quality
I
quarterback
get
play.
that. I'm just saying, like the initial night one Bears Twitter, I think niggas will be hot.
But it
But
could
this is the
go
thing.
back,
No
but it
matter
could
what
go
happens, it's gonna happen.
facts. And it could go to your same it could go to the same point that you've been preaching for the last 5 months. A lot of motherfuckers that are all up on Caleb Williams' dick had not watched the
Never
full
watched
game,
him play.
have
Yeah.
never so the same people that are saying we can't fucking take Drake May have never watched Drake May
And
play.
I'll say that I remember Mike, I hit you months ago. I think it was like
Yeah.
end of September. I was like, all right, tell me about Drake May. I've watched damn near every Drake May game this year, and there, to me, he looked just as hot and cold as Caleb did. We want to be completely honest. He actually looked a little better than Caleb in certain instances. I'm just saying, like, from we're going off just the fan base. Bang, you're the one who brought this up last week. What do you think the reaction from Bears fans would be? Let's just say, if just in general, if he has a great combine or not, what do you think the overall reaction, at least night one reaction, would be from Bears fans?
Boo! When I say the meltdown of all things Chicago sports is gonna happen, it's gonna be emergency shows on sports radio. Um, there's gonna be a lot of crazy shit that goes on if this happens. So, if this do happen, DEFCON 5, ladies and gentlemen, if Drake May ends up as the quarterback of the Chicago Bears.
And wouldn't it be?
And
No, I was saying, wouldn't it be peak Bears if everybody hates it and then he actually like hoops?
hey man, who was that? That got drafted and they got booed. Was that Donovan McNabb?
Shit, that was Mitch Trubisky.
I was about to
No,
say,
he got booed at the United
No,
Center.
I'm talking about one that's good.
Oh,
Oh,
Donovan
yeah,
McNabb got booed. They booed the shit out of McNabb. I remember
That's
that.
the one I was thinking about. That's the one
yeah.
that I was thinking about that got booed mercifully, and then they end up being a good quarterback for that market. Donovan McNabb.
I do think, and I was talking to my man Debo about this. I do think those two quarterbacks, and especially Caleb, I think we are going to see a lot of interceptions from them in their rookie year.
who
I think
Drake and Caleb?
Drake and Caleb,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
yeah. I
expecting it
think,
100% from Caleb.
yeah. Even from Drake because that's his number one. That's Drake's number one issue in college.
Yeah, because he's not
Um,
accurate like that.
yeah. He's not accurate like that, or a little bit late on throws, or trying to make throws that he might not be able to fit in that window. But I do think we're gonna see a lot of growing pains from Caleb. I think they might be able to hide it. An experienced offensive coordinator like Shane Waldron might be able to hide it, but Bears fans are in for a rude awakening. At least we know these four right here, us four right here, we know not to expect.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that.
We know that. Like, we already know what time it is. We're not expecting him. We're so conditioned to being let down that we already are like setting ourselves up for it. We're not gonna buy. After the Justin Fields pick, I think we were all on cloud nine because that was somebody we watched. We saw
Yeah.
We saw him kill it. We saw him kill it on a national level in Clemson. Against Clemson. In a big game. That's something. Unless you were watching Caleb play Tulane 2 years ago at 5:30 p.m. on a Thursday, that's how I know, against Tulane in that bowl game, then you've never seen Caleb Williams play in a bowl game or like a really big moment and actually come through. The same with Drake May, but we saw that with Justin, and we saw the potential, and we saw where the league was going with that dual threat skill set. We were ready to shoot him all the bail and everything. This time, like, I'm just gonna let it be what it be, because at the end of the day, you can't fool me. You know what I'm saying?
And I think too, like, there's not my bad, Dante. I think the thing too, like, knowledgeable Bears fans, like, unless they run it back with Justin. Let's just say they run it back. And by the way, Bears social media team, you do not fool me. Okay, that is a ad for sale sign with that Justin highlight reel you put up a couple days ago. Anyway, but unless they go with Justin, even with Justin, he's still gonna have to go through another adjustment period because he's with his third fucking offensive coordinator. There's going to be an adjustment period, in my opinion, for all three options, like no matter who it is. But the people who are going to be the most upset are the people who think that Caleb Williams is Jesus Christ. And as from a guy who shifted to we should just draft Caleb because that's just where I'm at right now. And I just, I would rather go through a growing pain for like a year and a half, 2 years with Caleb because of his potential. I'm not expecting him to be, lights out, but I am expecting him to be good enough for this team to still win at least 10 games. Like, and that's, I think, should be the expectation for what you're building around him. But there's fans out there who think that this team is only a quarterback away who are going to be very upset. And the same ones who, you can't pass up on Caleb, are going to be calling him everything but a child of God by fucking Halloween. They're the ones who are going to be disappointed 100%. And Dante, what were you saying?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, because I know, we were talking about taking the emotion out of it and like what move was the best one. And the primary reason over this last week where I've really just been like, all right, let's just go get Caleb, is the fact that if Justin stays and struggles, that gives everybody else another excuse.
Yeah, man.
And that's what we don't want. So if I'm sitting here saying, okay, Ryan Poles, okay, Eberflus, I need you to prove to me that you know what the fuck you're doing. Go get your guy. Even if I think Justin gonna go somewhere and kill it, fuck it. Go get your guy and put your guy in there and show me what you're gonna do. So
that's where I'm at.
That's why, like you said, like taking the emotion out of it. I still think the kid is gonna be good, but he's not gonna be good in the Chicago's Bear uniform. It's just not gonna happen. Fuck the rookie clock and all that shit, because I don't paying him is 2-3 years away. That don't matter.
I actually have gone on the other side of that. I was with y'all on there's ways, but now, like, I look at it and the estimated market value for Justin Fields in 2025 when it comes time to pay him, right? Because I'll keep it simple right now. Would y'all, as of right now, January 29th, are y'all picking up the 5th-year option for Justin Fields?
No.
So if you not picking up the 5th-year option on him, that tells you right there you're not really that confident in him going forward. You're on a year-by-year basis. Why even risk that? Just go ahead and take the young boy who, if all things are equal, he's going to be so fucking cheap. The number one pick is going to get guaranteed $26 million. He's going to be on a $41 million contract. If Justin Fields hit, he's looking at about $47 million per year. Do you realize that when it comes time in 2025, 2026 to sign Justin Fields, you also have to sign Jaquan Brisker, Kyler Gordon, We're gonna add in the Jalen Johnson contract. You're looking at a Darnell Wright extension. Is Tevin Jenkins healthy? Are you keeping him? TJ Edwards is on a fucking steal right now. If he plays how he played, he's in a 3-year, $19 million deal. If he plays the way he did this year and the season coming up, we are looking at a contract extension midway through the season. You know what I'm saying? So DJ Moore will need to get paid after the 2025 season. So doesn't it make sense if you know you won't pick up the 5th-year option, just having the rookie, you're gonna have him for the same thing at a minimum of $41 million, and you can go and splurge, and I'm gonna get a Daniil Hunter. You know what? Because we got this rookie contract, we could draft a Brock Bowers, a Caleb Williams, and I'm gonna go pay Mike Evans, Michael Pittman, T. Higgins. I'm gonna be able to pay Jalen Johnson because Ryan Poles fucked up on that. He played poker and he lost. Jalen Johnson is going to reset the cornerback market now. He's going to be the highest paid cornerback. That's $100 million. So I at first I was with y'all on it, but as I break it down, overall for the team, if the guys that we're so hype on that are growing, they're going to need to get paid that same time, and you're going to lose out on that. That's when you're going to be, well, we had to keep Justin Fields, and 60% of our cap is going to be given to 4 guys. So now we got to go get 1-year veteran guys to fill out positions. And that's Ryan Poles has said it the whole entire time. I plan on building through the draft long term, and that's for starters and for depth. So it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but the only reason I would, and I know I didn't answer this, but I would pick up the 5th-year option simply because I believe if you trade the pick, you get enough. And I believe in Ryan Poles as a drafter to where if he does stick with Justin Fields, he has a plan to continue to surround him with cheap talent, and he's going to pay the talent he needs to pay, but he still will have those bullets in the chamber to reload when necessary. And the main reason I say I would pick it up because I'm of the belief that if you get that receiver, you get that scheme, I think Justin Fields is going to flourish. That's just me. I understand everything considered in Chicago, it ain't the place for it. But if I was Ryan Poles and I was saying, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna fall on the sword. I'm keeping Justin Fields. We're gonna trade down on that pick, and I'm gonna load up on those picks so I have multiple first rounders because that still puts you in a position where if Justin fails, I can trade up if I need to. I don't want
100%. You could 100%.
And that leads to that final point where I think, bro, the Bears are in a really good spot. Like either way,
let's bring the positivity in.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Even with the fucking chaos bomb, we said because me and JR was like, yo, you trade down 1, let Washington get Caleb. We at 2, so we still recoup a little bit, but we get our guy and we still keep building. Like there are so many ways it could go, and the Bears could still come out next year ready to win 10 games.
And that's why I'm riding with you on the give Ryan Poles full autonomy. If you could say Ryan Poles, you trust the way that he drafts players, then we have to trust in his evaluation of this quarterback class, that he is making the right decision in drafting a Caleb Williams, a Jaden Daniels, a Drake May, a Bo Nix. There's a possibility that they keep Justin and maybe draft Bo Nix. And later on, you know what I'm saying? Later on. Or Penix, man, I fuck with Penix, man, but his body is not built for the league. Yeah. His lower half is not built for the league. But, there's a pot, like, we are in a good spot going forward. I just think there's no one right way to build the team. We are about to get a Super Bowl of a team with a loaded roster full of vets that traded assets for Jimmy G, got to a Super Bowl with him and realized they couldn't win it with him, then traded hella assets and multiple first-round picks for Trey Lance, realized right away they fucked up, and they went and drafted Brock Purdy, identified him, and then brought Jimmy G back, saying, "Okay,
Christian McCaffrey,
we know you could keep us afloat and win games. Jimmy G is a winner. He hasn't won the big game, but Jimmy G will win you regular season games, right? So we know you could do that. We gonna keep Brock Purdy, and we gonna load up on CMC, Debo, Ayuk, Trent, or you got the Kansas City Chiefs, who had a Pro Bowl quarterback in Alex Smith, Jim Harbaugh, and really couldn't do shit with Alex Smith. He got him right. Then Andy Reid got him super decent, and they still couldn't win with him. And they said, "Fuck it, we are gonna trade up and draft the guy because we identified who in this class is gonna be a game changer." There were two teams that wanted to trade up for Patrick Mahomes. It's no joke. I mean, there's no denying that the two guys are two of the brightest offensive minds in the league. Sean Payton with the Saints and Andy Reid with the Chiefs. Guys with long tenures that know quarterback play and that have won it. So if everybody is saying Caleb Wood is what he is, and Ryan Poles has that opportunity, then fuck it. Because you know what? Either way, Ryan Poles, he still got the bag. He still got the bag in his back pocket. So he got the number one pick and hella bread. He could build it up with, I'm going to get the rookie QB and do the Niners shit and build up the roster.
And the Niners conversation gets even more interesting if they win in 2 weeks. If we're sitting in 2 weeks from now, the Niners are Super Bowl champions, you could tell me, let's just say you go Drake May. Let's just live in that world real quick. If you tell me Drake May's floor is Brock Purdy and they won a championship and beat the best quarterback in his generation, you can sell me on either option.
Yeah, and like speaking of options, G, and we let off the show talking about the 9th pick. One thing that we've said here all year, saying, look at what Green Bay did in the sense where they always drafted their quarterback, sat him, let them learn the offense, and then brought him out there. You mentioned Bo Nix, and I'm just anybody other than the top guys. What if we go Marvin Harrison at 1, draft a quarterback at 9, and we keep Justin and sit the quarterback? Like it's
not shock me.
It's so many different ways.
I'm getting horny. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, you sit there because now you can teach him, and then that puts the pressure on Justin. Like, all right, bro, we got you 2 receivers.
But see, this is my thing. You're right, but this is my thing, and Bang said it earlier. This wide receiver class for this draft is fucking loaded. Yeah. So you honestly can get away with passing on a Marvin Harrison Jr. if your number one pick is to take somebody of Caleb's caliber. Because Mel Kiper came out and said, he came out and said he's got 6 wide receivers this year going in the first round and 7 going in the second round. This is a loaded wide receiver class, and we're seeing it every year. Jaden Reed last year, Senior Bowl participant out of MSU, 3rd round. My man, Tank Dell. You know what I'm saying? 2nd round. Like, you're seeing guys that are making plays that are not necessarily of a Marvin Harrison Jr. I think we all wanted Marvin Harrison Jr. I know we all went into the season thinking Justin gonna take that next step, and we're gonna pair him with Marvin Harrison Jr. If Justin would have held up his end of the bargain, we would have been right there. But the opportunity is too good to just, like you said, let Ryan Poles get his guy, reset the clock. You got Shane Waldron, a professional person that has been in the room. He was there when McVay got his hands on Stafford. He's been there with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson had a tremendous first half of the season with him before he went and broke his finger. So Geno Smith's revival. So you go ahead and you trust it. And then we didn't even mention like the little caveat there. Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus. Matt Eberflus might have fucked up. He might have went and co-signed on his replacement. He might have co-signed on his replacement.
I want to go to Bang. Bang, what do you think about the replacement thing? Really, just everything that Mikey just brought up, because he brought up some good points.
I think it's a lot. I think all of this is just a lot to digest. And that's the whole point of having this pick. Whether it is keeping the number one pick and drafting Caleb May, whether it is trading down for Drake May, whether it is drafting a quarterback at 9, maybe a JJ McCarthy, and drafting Marvin Harrison III, or the second, excuse me.
This nigga fucking up all the names. This nigga
Yeah,
said
fucking up all the
David,
names. Right, fucking
Craig
up all the
Day,
names.
Craig David.
But nah, I think that it is so much to digest, and depending on what type of fan you are, it might drive you crazy. So I think anything and everything is, at least for content purposes, is under the conversation act and under the realm of possibility. So it's just fun to talk about. But with it being fun to talk about, it is like just imagine just going on Madden and just downloading the draft class and just seeing what will happen play out. Like that's what we're doing right now. Yeah. So we will never get a chance. I don't think we would put like this. I will never think we would get a time like this for the Bears, or honestly for any other team. Because as I said a couple of weeks ago, name me a team that's 7-10 with the number 1 pick in the NFL draft.
Yeah.
And fuck all y'all that think we have the number 1 pick because we fucking suck, man. Watch the fucking game. Watch the fucking games. Really, really.
And paper on this player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna